Hi guys, welcome back to our part 3 of our coaching series. So for part 3, we're going to divide it into two parts. So part 3A and part 3B, because we are going to answer some of the most common questions that we have around engaging with external coach and what exactly is external coaching. So in this part 3A, I'm going to share my thoughts and ideas with you guys on the difference between an internal coach, external coach, and whether seasoned HR people or seasoned senior leaders still need coaching training. In part 3B, we are going to share on our own personal experience on how to pick an effective coach for yourself and how much should it cost or should you pay for it. So without no further ado, let's actually start with the part 3A first. Now, the difference between internal coach and external coach is actually rather simple. The internal coach is more useful and more effective in driving that coaching culture within the organization. So he or she might be more able to help the person to navigate the certain power dynamics and build internal network. But having said that, the pros and cons of using the external coach, the cons is that there is always and will be that kind of conflict of interest, especially for very senior level positions. And the counterpart, your client, our coachee in some situations might feel a little bit or actually very hesitant in sharing what their thoughts really are. Because as an internal coach, you are also part of the system, you're also part of the organization, and it will be very hard for us not to make judgments or share back with our sponsors or supervisors or bosses what our counterpart really share with us, even though that we have confidentiality agreement. So using external coach is to have that space even more safe and more objective and easier to make the other person feel that it's easier for them to share what's really on their mind. And we are going to share a very useful and colorful infographics with you guys on comparing the different situations where you might engage in internal coach and where might you engage in external coach after we publish this video, just to kind of like share more with you guys so that you can have more information. Now, the next question, whether seasoned senior leaders or HR directors still need coaching training, the answer is absolutely yes, because the entire coaching training is to put us into practice with academic theories and kind of really challenge us not to put on that consultant hat. Remember in part 1, we talk about the difference between consulting, training, coaching, and mentoring. Senior leaders and whether you're in HR function or other functions tend to give advice or go into that kind of like solution mode very quickly. Or people usually normally look up to you as the solution providers. But as we said before in part 1, coaching is not about giving advice. It's not about providing the solutions. It's more about helping the other person, accelerating the other person to find solution on their own, and so by doing so, creating that self-sustaining mechanism, creating that lasting impact that next time when they come up with another issue or problem or get stuck, they'll be more empowered and more able to find solutions on their own. So that coaching training is essential, because I remember when I was having my coaching training and I was sitting together with other HR directors and former CEOs, we all had the challenge of keep our mouth shut, not going into that consulting mode right away, giving solutions or asking leading questions into, leading our counterparts thinking what we think actually is the best solution. So it is essential to have formal coaching training even for senior leaders if you are looking for internal coach or external coach.